Shalom, everybody. Good to see everybody. It is I, Dr. Chef Felicia Ann Jordan. Thank you all so much for taking out your evening to celebrate and to remember our dear beloved Ni'jae Angelice Moore. I thank you all so much. I want to give first thanks to Priest Jeffrey Blair here at I See Me. And so I'm here at the one of the number one black bookstores that we have here in St. Louis, Missouri. I advise some of you all to look them up so that you all can come out and support those of you all that are in town and those of you all that are out of town. Look into that. And we're going to give special thanks here to our brother Vidal. It's always been a really great help as far as video and audio for us. And they felt sorry for me, yes. No, but they done a good service. Him and the Minister of Wellness are joined together to want to make sure that we gave honor to Ni'jae, my firstborn daughter. Our angel is what we called her. And I know this is 'tis the season. And I was just reminded before I go into a brief prayer, and I wanted to say special thanks to, yes, I see you all, Sister Samantha, Patrice, Sister Candy, Joe Mama, Sister Sandra, Cynthia, I see all of y'all, Jacqueline, I see the responses. Sister Lauren, yes, I see all the good faithful. Simply Sandra, yes, I see all of you all here in the chat. Cynthia Brooks, yes, good to see all of you all tuned in. You all have been a mighty positive force with your prayers. I want you to know that it did not go unfelt and unheard. And so for that, I know that that is what has helped us to have to join together to pay honors to Ni'jae. But it's not just for my daughter. I wanted to give respect and show honor to everyone that have had loved ones that has transitioned this year and in the recent years. It's not just for me, but I do know that this is a stressful time. Those of you all that have been asking, Sister Tyra, I see you, have been asking about me, wondering how well I've been done. Some of you all that's tuning in know that I have been continuing the work here at home, here in St. Louis, Missouri. And because there's just so much that still needs to be done. I've been here taking care of my children. I do have 2 daughters still left. I had sons, and I have a grandson. And so mothers, y'all know. We're always going to be trying to take care of the village. And so I want to give a special thanks to to everyone that have sent emails from this time last year up until now. I thank you all for the different special donations that's already been sent through. I do see, and then I know that the email went out. Yes, I am looking forward to raising funds for on behalf of Ni'jae's Foundation. The goal is 10,000. It is, and that's minimum, you all, to compare to when we go over our statements and we see what we put out that amount of money for. That does not do us no good. My heart's desires is what I know that my daughter and my mother, which transitioned, as some of you all know, in 2021, was to do the missionary work and give back. I've always been a giver all my life, and I do contribute that to being one of the reasons why he's never left me hanging, and I do mean God. And my seed begging any bread, because I contribute that to being a giver, even when I had very, very little. And then also up until now, the only thing I could think of still outside of a new place, a new home, was how can I get up the health products that our people need in such a time as this that's about to happen again. Yes, you all. We are going to have, unfortunately, another pandemic, is what I call it. And I also call it a demonic plan. And so I wish that I could give you all better news than that. But what I can do is say we have to thank the Most High. We have to thank God that we are still alive, that he thought something of us for all of us to still be here today. You are left here to make a difference in a great way, whatever that great way or that good way is for you and your family and your life. And so I just wanted to make sure that I tuned in because I knew that there was much concern. We all had gotten the messages. Yes, we did. And for those of you all that didn't get a response because we were so overwhelmed with the work still and with all that comes when you're losing loved ones back to back, and then also trying to do this great work of helping to heal our people, we were praying that most of y'all understood and understood just how much of a task that is for two people and for just a few to do. Because this work, the scripture that comes to mind is that the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. And yes, I mean, it's a pressing way. We're striving, as they say, for perfection in this. There is no perfect way of doing this, especially when you are encountering life-changing situations and traumas and passing of loved ones. You all know. I do know that some of you all that's tuning in have your hands full as well with family and loved ones that you're taking care of. And so I wanted to just give a few people time enough to tune in. And now that I'm able to see the chat, I do see that enough have tuned in that we're able to see our chat. And then I'll go back into special thanks for those that have been here for me throughout this year, this trying time, very, very testful, trying time for me. And so I would like for us to just do a silent prayer, but I am going to pray. Father, we thank you so much for blessing us to come before you again on this day and this time. We thank you so much for allowing us to have the mind to want to support one another during a time such as this. We know that there are many that are preparing for what they call the holiday, Kwanzaa, Christmas, and then some are just trying to prepare to get a simple break because children are out of the school. Whichever way and whatever that they're doing, we ask that you give us a peace of mind, give us the wisdom, give us the understanding, place love in our heart where it needs to be. Help us all to want to know how to help one another in such a time as this. Prepare us, our minds and our spirit, to be prepared for the battle that's ahead of us for this next pandemic right now. And we ask that you guide my tongue, my heart, my spirit, my whole soul to be an encouragement even at this time for our people, because I know this is the way my daughter and my mother would want me to honor your people. In the name of Jesus and Yeshua HaMashiach, we pray. Amen. All right, y'all. Well, so back to the special gift, the special thanks. I want to thanks. I have I've been blessed to have another naturopath that's in the way is Brother Marvin. We thank you for coming out. He's been a very good inspiration. My aunt, she's supposed to be on her way as well. Some of you all can't see that the support that's coming or that is desiring to come while I do this. I do have my own channel now, as you all know. For those who tune in now, you know where I'm at, and so I do Motivational Mondays. From the time frame has been all over the place because I wasn't as techie savvy. That's the reason why I had to call out for the expert, Brother Vidal, to help us for this, because we wanted to make sure that everything was right, and so that we would be able to see the different ones that tuned in. And so I want to give thanks. I want to make sure that I give thanks to the many ones that kept up with me. To be an encouragement, Sister Tyra. But first, I do have to thank my family, because some of them will tune in soon. My uncle Bernice and my uncle Frank Bass, my auntie Sherry Harris, my sister that was actually there on this day with my daughter when she passed away in her sleep, my sister Jo. She's been a tremendous inspiration. With trying to make sure that me, her big sis, stay in good spirits and continue on this work no matter what. I want to thank my daughters as well, Deja, Niece, and Naomi, and my son, Kenneth, for making sure that I remember that I'm still a mom. Even though this is the anniversary of Ni'jae's transition, and that was my firstborn, I'm like, okay, Father, you knew what you were doing. I probably wouldn't have been able to make it through. Who knew? The main important thing is that God knew. And so for that, I'm still thankful. I have something to be thankful for. Even though, as you all know, we have split ministries, we're still there up until this point now. As you see, even myself and Minister Wellness still had to make sure that we did the right thing by making sure that you all knew that I was well, because I've often stated, no matter what goes on in our lives, no matter what decision and choices that we make, when you know what you are called and chosen and purposed to do, you have to do it no matter what. And so that's what has given me the strength to do this, is just knowing that it's something that my daughter would want. I just remember her. She was the type that if anything, any riffraff, let me call it riffraff, would take place in the home, or if my son would be picking at his sisters, anything, and she could hear yelling, she could hear anything, she would always come up and look you right in the face, and she would still give a kiss. That was her way of saying, come on, y'all, be good, calm down, calm down. And so she reminded me of myself, because that's how I was when I was younger as well. And so I'm just thankful that I made it. I felt obligated to keep pressing forward because of the strength that God had given my mother to birth me, even though she's not here. And then again, when I birthed my firstborn daughter, it's just a strength in it that you know that some of y'all understand. I had a sister, if I may, and then I'll jump back on that had called in today, and she explained to me how she lost a child. And I went in automatically encouraging her, even though I know that she was calling in to encourage me. And I was thinking, see, just like that, because we are mothers, because we're parents, you automatically can't just sit back and think of yourself. So that's why I say, no, it's not just in honor of my daughter on this day of her anniversary, but this is in honor of all of us that have had loved ones that were near and dear to our hearts that had transitioned. Yes, my daughter still went. I believe it or not, it was still the prayer that was answered. I asked my Father, I said, Father, if you ever take her from me, would you please at least allow her to be in a safe place, not suffering, not having to have doctors and different ones experimenting on her. And y'all, I tell you, he did just that. He did just that. I mean, outside of her normal, if she got a little gassy from trying to eat her food too fast, that's about it. And so I couldn't ask for more, even though, and prayerfully this will help someone. I was raised to tell a dream as a dream. However, on top of that, I will say, I'm one that when I do dream dreams, they always mean something. And the only thing that bothered me was that I was waiting for my daughter to come to me in the dream to just reassure me that she was in a good spiritual place. I know she's in me because she come from me, my DNA. But I was just wondering when she would come to me like my mother had. And when she was coming to warn y'all. And she would be right on point. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And some don't. And that's all right. But nevertheless, I feel like sharing that. And it wasn't until my mindset yesterday was I just want to get through it. I'm being honest. I told y'all, if I don't keep it 1,000 with you, I'm not coming before you. And I was like, Lord, I just want to get through this. I just want to just do this and get it over with. I just want to just give me the strength to just get through this. I'm like, I don't want to cry. I want this. I want to be strong. I just want to care. I want to encourage one another. I want to, I just want to tell them, how they can support and just get this over with. Now, there was my nervousness. And I was like, but I'm going to tell you why. I was frustrated. I was frustrated, a little frustrated, because I'm like, man, my baby ain't came to me to let me know how she is on the other side of this. For those of you all that believe in that. And finally, last night, she came to me. I saw her beautiful face, and my mother had her. And y'all, I'm not trying to cause no, I'm not trying to be funny, but y'all know I just call my mama Chunky Mama because because she picked up all that southern weight on her, right? I showed the picture for some of you all that I've tuned in. But my mother had lost half her weight, y'all, in the dream. And then she also had my daughter. She was standing behind Ni'jae, and Ni'jae looked like she grew some inches. And if y'all don't know how important that was, she was 4'12". She was short like my great grandmother Susie. And I was like, man, and she's looking, and in the dream, I'm telling the dream is a dream. Now this is one I hadn't had one all year, y'all. I hadn't had one, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, wow, she looked, her hair was all done pretty, her skin was glowing. She looked at just anew. And in the dream, I was saying, wait a minute. I said, is this real? Is this real? Am I in a dream? I'm like, for real. I'm like, is this real? I'm looking around trying to ask, is this real? Because it felt so real. And she just commented to me with a smile, and my mother's behind her smiling too. And it took me back to thanking God for my great auntie that actually helped raise me and my mother, my auntie Bernice Bass. She said, you know, your mom got her. You know, this is the day she transitioned on this day last year. Because I called her, I couldn't think to call anyone else first but them, because they filled into the gap of more like grandparents to me, because we all grew up right next door to each other. I told you all the story. We had 14 cousins, and we all was next door. I had aunties and uncles all around me. We grew up in a village, y'all. And unfortunately, our people, we don't have that as much today for our children. And so I was thankful that I was able to call my auntie, because she too had experienced the transition of her firstborn daughter, which was an entire blessing to her a couple of months before my mother had passed in 2021. So I knew she understood. And she had lost another daughter out of the 14 a couple of years prior to that, and a son. So I knew she understood my pain and what I was experiencing on that day. But see, I'm like, if I can encourage anyone that's going through a mourning stage or thinking about the ones that you miss during this time that's no longer with you, I would say you have to just take out the time to just thank God for the people that you do have here. You thank God for this moment, to where just because I'm a naturopath doctor does not mean, and I've said it, the wake up call was what I was struggling with. And some of you all may be too, because some of y'all that may tune in later may be doctors and nurses. I know I have clients that are. And you may think that you can, that you have the answers and can control everything. Well, the truth of the matter is, I'm sorry to tell y'all, we can't. And so my wake up call was that even though I have all these natural products and all these other things, there's a creator that's higher than me that says, no, but I'm the one that gives life. And I'm the one that decides when it's time to transition. We think that because of this evil world that we live in and all of the monstrosity type of things that's happening today, that Satan and his imps is what I like to call them. Not his children. I call them imps. His demonic imps make it look like they're able to control everybody here in this world. But they can't. They can't. If they could, you wouldn't be here today. Think about it. I think there's a scripture that speaks of it, that if man have his way, he would destroy the whole world. And we see them trying to attempt to do that. So the mere fact that you all can tune in to me as a health and wellness practitioner, or one that's helping in the ministry of healing, says that he hasn't destroyed your mind. Because there's a billion things that you all could be listening to today, then wondering, how is Dr. Chef doing? How is Dr. Felicia Ann doing? I'm able to connect with that And that makes me to know that there has to be a higher loving being than the evil that we see that's trying to rule this world to the point to where it will have none of us to support anyone with any type of good work that we're trying to do. Can you imagine being a parent that you have a whole house full of children, and here it is, you're carrying tons of bags in, and none of your children say, hey, mama, let me help you with that. Now, I apologize to the parent that may have experienced that, where unfortunately that they're used to seeing mom and daddy do everything. And I'm glad that I'm not the TT, because, I would have something to say about that. But because the Bible does say, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they get old, they shall not depart from it. And I do believe in that, because it's a lot that my mother trained and taught me, that even when I didn't fully understand it, like being there for your neighbors when you can be, treating others how you would want to be treated, loving your brother and sister beside you, because how can you say that you love God, who is your creator, but yet you don't love your brother and sister that's right next to you? All those things were embedded in me as a child. And I turned around and I taught my children the same thing. And so I can't be in total mourning of feeling like God didn't allow me to birth love. There was nowhere that my daughter went when I would take her into the stores. We would go into the different stores of the church, and it was always somebody that she was trying to touch to encourage them or smile at them. Or either when we would be in service at the time, she would have them to raise their hand to say hallelujah. And she didn't care how mean the face looked. She didn't care whether or not it was a man or a woman. She like, you in a place where you supposed to be releasing out something positive, a praise, a thank you. And so I'm thankful that I was able to even birth that and have 24 years with that. And I just want you all to do the same. Be thankful that you have the loved ones that you do have. Be thankful that you have the mind to even want to try to live a more healthier life, so that when trying times like this come, you don't go and crack up and lose your mind, or may I say the mind of God. Because this is the only way we're going to make it through it. This is the only strength that I had to lean on. When my family was separated during this time, the number one thing I knew, I only had a certain amount of time to mourn, to complain, to be weary, and well-doing. Because I knew that I had a word in me that was saying, be not weary in well-doing, but in due season, if you faint not, you will be mounted up with wings of an eagle. You should walk and not faint. Y'all, some of y'all know it. Come on now. You should run and not be weary. And so I believe that I was able to mount up like wings of an eagle and not fall. And you all have to do the same thing when it's time for you all to take care of yourself and your loved ones and your children. And so the truth is that this is one of the things that I wanted to use to try to warn you all that are concerned about your loved ones and yourself and your children. This next pandemic that's coming up, it's designed to attack the children first. It's already out there. It's already happened in China. I'm hearing there's cases already starting in Texas. So you all need to be getting your immune system boosted. I know that there's some of you all that's tuning in. I see you all. Thank you so much, Sister Cynthia. I appreciate you all support. Brother Robert, I see all of you all. And so I want you all to not take that for granted. I think I qualify now to say that we can't afford to take your life or anyone else's life that you are responsible for granted. No, we cannot force grown folks to take better care of themselves, but we can be the sounding alarm. This is the only way. Everybody's talking about love language. What is your love language? Well, this is mine. My love language is loving you enough to say, come on, y'all, let's take care of the temple that God has given us. Let's help take care of the temple of your children and your grandchildren that you have access to. Let's pray for them, but let's also make them aware. I have products, my own product line now, so I've not been sitting back twiddling my fingers at all. The things that the support that you all had given me, no, I did not take a vacation. My apologies for any of you all that thought that I did. However, I was led to put them into my own product line. I believe I mentioned that a while back, that I would branch off at some point. It didn't happen in the way that I desired for it to happen, but nevertheless, it happened. And I had to keep my word, because I'm raised in that old school fashion way that your word's supposed to be your bond. And that's something that we are not supposed to be losing, especially everybody that's tuning in that's 30 and up. Y'all heard that? And even those who's 30 and under, you know that when somebody give a word that they're going to do something, it's critical. It determines whether or not you're going to trust them or not. And so I took what you all sent in and that are still pouring in to put it into these new line of products that will help boost you all immune system. For those of you all that don't have it already, or for anything that's on back order, for those who may not be able to get it from the Ministry of Wellness or from any other naturopaths, I have my online out, and they are very high potent. And my jars, even for instance, I have the colloidal silver. The jars is a bit bigger, but it's the purest form. It cleans out the system right away. You want to be able to support, you can give in to the Cash App and say donation or for products. You can text me in at the 618-388-8100 number. I've been texting and talking to people all day up until this point. It has been a blessed day. It has been. And so I appreciate the gifts and the donations and cash apps that have already come through. And I promise you, I'm not going to take it and go being shown no McDevils or no white casket or no hurt you chicken or no dumb you knows. No, none of that. No taco hells. The list goes on and on. Brother Marvin, do you have another to add to the list? Murder King. Okay, I have Murder King. You got Murder King. We're not going to do that. Yeah, and so I'm just thankful, and I do see that there are a few that's tuning in. Those who all that are waiting, yes, it is due to the holiday. If you're those who have already ordered, if you're waiting for an order, I see a few. It wasn't that many that's been waiting, but your product line is on the way. But that is another way that you can support, is that I have a seasonal product line sale going on today for this month, and where you all can get all of your powders, all of your sea mosses, all of your powder. You get the purple refined sea moss, most organic trace of sea moss, and the colon purifier, which you would take this first, and then you would add your minerals, along with my very high organic potent moringa. All three of those for $100. You can't beat that, you all, because by themselves now it's going to be in more high demand, because they're going to start raising the prices on us to get the greatest quality of things, you all, because they know. When I say they know that this pandemic is coming, and it's going to be a rush on this. You all don't want to be lagging behind. I see the ones that's tuning in so far so good. I know that you all are been on top of your A game, but try to encourage others to do the same, that you know that you love and that you respect. I also will be having 3 of my liquids, which would be the actual 59 millimeters of colloidal silver that helps to clear from flus, colds, sinus issues, vision, hair. You can even cleanse the skin with it. Very, very, very pure form of this. Very, very strong form. All 3 of these for $100. I have my own Dr. Chef Botanical B12 out now. I also have zinc, 100% pure zinc. When I tell you this stuff is potent, yes, most of them taste really good too. Yeah. So that was just an extra added bonus blessing. For $100 for the first 3. And then if you want to switch it up, I have for the cleansing, Your chlorophyll drops, very, very pure form and organic form of this too. And the famous elderberry, you all. So whichever three, you get these 3 for 100. It's the full 2 milliliters of the liquid. You drop them into the mouth, and it gets the cleansing and giving you those minerals that you all need. And then I also have now 3 of those for $100. And then I also have my advanced liquid, which thanks to all you all that's try to make sure that you pay in advance to get the advance. It is on the way. They said more likely towards the end of the month when we're gonna pray that they don't hold us back no longer. But as of right now, towards the end of the month is when I should be able to get in my own Dr. Chef Advanced Liquid multivitamix, and it's delicious. We got some that's tuning in that's already had theirs. They got a taste of the first batch. It's loaded with all of your superfoods and minerals that you need. You can't beat that. You take them, and then I have my mental boost, you all. I had to slow myself down for this. Taking this mental boost, it's also a 32-ounce flow, a whole month supply, and the both of these together, you all can get the both of these for drum roll $150. You can't beat that, because I have naturopaths that wants to sell them for $100 by themselves. I even had some that want to sell them for $125 by themselves because it's in such high demand. And no artificial colorings or anything. And then we have the intention for those who are having issues with children with ADHD or just staying focused. You have the intention. You can add this for another extra $25. You can't beat that. I brought that price down, so altogether you can get all 3 of the liquids for $175. You cannot beat that. And so if you want to be able to support me with the foundation and with making sure that I have enough to be able to keep up with the supply and demand, that is how you all can help for those of you all that can't afford to give. And then I also have the other, now these are not my brands, but you all know that I support these highly. You can go online and to get it. However, you're going to pay that extra shipping and handling that's going to have you charging more. This is what I used during the Big C, you all, to help those who had that were still meat eaters. Spraying the spray, they thought that it was just a spray mint. That's how good and tasty it is. But it boosted the immune system. The 2 of these they're only $40 for these, and it's a month supply, and it helps with just releasing all that mucus and buildup. And babies on up to elderlies can take this as well as the rest of the products. However, if we're talking about zinc and chlorophyll, then you want to call in for those, because those are something that children and babies shouldn't have much of. Very, very minimal, if any at all. So always call in if you have any questions at 618-388-8100. I would appreciate it. I'm looking and I see everybody. Hey, Day, I see everybody that's tuning in. I really do appreciate you all's support. Brother Derek Jackson, I see. Yep, I see the crew. Wow, okay. I want the colloidal silver, but I don't have Cash App. Okay, Brother Robert, we can work out something there for you. If you call in, we can work out where you can pay by card. That's fine. Okay, thank you so much. And I'm looking at the line now. I'm answering questions. If anyone having questions, this is technically the Wellness Wednesday, you all. I knew that I couldn't do both. Just got the Wi-Fi, so I know y'all happy, especially Sister Candy, y'all. The rest of y'all, the Wi-Fi is working good now, y'all. So we shouldn't have no more glitches anymore, because they came out and they fixed it. So that's all thanks to you all and the support. I was able to afford to be able to get those things taken care of. So our Motivational Monday and our Wellness Wednesday, we shouldn't have to. And thanks to Brother Vidal here, our audio video guy, showing me some simple ropes. He took me back to the Technology for Dummies. Okay. Okay. You're like, tell off on the devil, put him to shame. Okay, anywho, so I'm just thankful that I was able to come before you all. Y'all, let's not take this time for granted. I had to use this time to come before to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to my dear friend, beloved friend, Flossie from Kenya. She's been a great help throughout this whole year. And then also Demiria Beckley, thank you so much. She's now a registered nurse, and she's very interested in making sure that she implements the naturopathic way of healing the body. Who else? Pastor Donnell Bowie, appreciate all of your counsel and support. He did the funeral for Ni'jae, so him and Virginia Bowie, I give much special thanks out to them. Different ones that help counsel, Bishop Franklin. It's so many that I can thank. Oh my God. Oh, my cousins, my cousin Nina. She said during this time of transition, I have to give a shout out to her. Nina, you know I love you. She didn't even want me to have to purchase Ni'jae's dress during the funeral. She took care of all of that. So the beautifulness that you all seen where my daughter looked like an angel came from my cousin on my father's side, Nina. And then she also wanted to take me in like I was a baby, like I was a little teenager that was lost. And told me to come be with her because she don't like being alone. Yeah, I'm telling off on you, cuz. And then also for my cousin, Lana Carter, you know who you are. She made sure some of you all that came out for the last Thanksgiving could have got a chance to meet Ni'jae, but no, she wanted to take Ni'jae because she has Yolanda has her own daycare, and so Ni'jae loved riding. Everybody knows that was her favorite thing to do was travel. I mean, she was the best ride-a-live chick that you ever wanted to have beside you. And so she reminded me of myself. I used to do it with my aunts and uncles. Every time we could jump in the car and van and go out for a church event or just go out of town to Chi-Town or wherever we was going, I was always the kid that wanted to go and just to look at the scenery, just to look at God's creation. And so looking back on it, I was respecting Mother Nature before I even knew that it was Mother Nature. And that's what we have to remember. We are Mother. And we are of nature. We come from nature. You are the fruits. You are the plant. There is no seed without it being planted by us. Think about it. You don't have to be the one that's the creator of the seed in order to understand that it must be planted in order for it to grow so that you can reap the benefits of the fruits of your labor. And so, I've been hearing talk. Yes, I have about what other countries have. But we have to learn how to be thankful for what we have here, too. We have to learn how to utilize the skills and the things that we have here, too, because all of us ain't going to be able to make it to Africa. All of us won't be able to make it to Asia. So you have to work with what you have now. And that's what I feel led to tell you all. You have to be thankful for the home that you have now. You have to be thankful for the family that God has blessed you with now. So many don't have any. I live in the city where it doesn't take nothing but less than a minute for me to run across or come past a homeless person with all these many different buildings that we have. That bothers me. That bothers my whole soul. And so every chance I get to give and to help, I do. And so should you. So it's poverty all over this world. And that's not by accident. That is because we live in a greedy world, not just American. It's greedy all over. Some of us are suffering as we know it because of disobedience, because of our wicked ways. It's scriptural. And even if you don't believe it in what the Bible say or the Quran or whatever you have, the Torah, it doesn't matter. You see it in front of your face now. If you be blind, if it be hidden, it's because you're blind. But for those of us who see it, we must speak upon it because we fully understand that warning does come before destruction. So the truth is, none of us have the right to blame God for nothing. Nothing. Not if your eyes are open. And we call that now being woke. And we live in a place to where now they want to challenge you saying the word woke. Really? I guess after a while they're gonna be challenged. They're gonna be challenging us and telling us that we can't use the term rest either. There's no rest for this weary soul. I'm saying that to say that you all, we can't get caught up in whatever they challenge us with. You still have to have sense enough and be well enough in your spirit and ask your creator, your God, to give you strength in the midst of the storm. That's the only way I'm able to be here before you all today. If I was relying on my own personal strength and what I felt like was not fair, think about it. If you were relying on your own strength and what you felt like in life was not fair, we wouldn't make it. We all would die. We wouldn't make it. So, it's got to be something. It has to be a higher power, another higher form of divinity to get us to the place to where we can even gather together, seeing that we're not even before each other in the physical, to say, hey, let me check on my sister Felicia Ann here. Let me see how she doing. For me to be able to be here when I could, there's a banquet that's been held. Shout out to Better Family Life in St. Louis, Missouri. They are holding a banquet dinner for those who have lost loved ones this year. Beautiful banquet. Same time that I was supposed to be here. So yes, I could have been sitting at a table, being served. Preferably nobody would think to give me no chicken. But no, I chose to be here before you all because I know from whence cometh my help, and I know and I felt the prayers of you all that were hoping and praying that me and my family was okay. And for that, I knew that meant that I was supposed to come back a whole year later and say thank you all, and I appreciate you all, and note that I still need your prayers. We still need your prayers. Everybody that's in this healing ministry need your prayers. We all need it. We don't have time to be thinking about, well, who made it and who didn't, or how somebody said something. How you pray for your brother, pray for your sister. I said that on one of my other programs that I had that I'm sure some of you all missed. And I said at the end of the day, we all need prayer. Hey, sis, my sis was able to tune in. Hey, Joe, we all need prayer. No, we don't like it when we all act up. No, we don't like it when families are broken apart. No, we do not like it when we see people sick and we know exactly what you need to heal your body. That is a very frustrating thing, to have the answers and it be rejected. Nothing more frustrating than that. It's like trying to teach a child 1, 2, 3, and all they want to do is play with toys. You feel like you're wasting your time. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like trying to feed somebody and they ain't ate in days. And they said, I don't like that. I don't want that. They're rejecting your love language. Well, I don't have the privilege. We don't have the privilege. We don't have that luxury is what I like to say. We don't have that mental luxury to stop just because your cousin or your uncle or your auntie or your family member or your mate say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take care of this temple. Oh, if we die, we die. I don't have a suicidal mindset. So when we speak and when I speak, I'm speaking to those who want to live. I'm speaking to those who want to prosper in all that you do and that have life that more abundantly in good health. Because that's the best legacy to leave for your family. We know when we leave too much money, that just creates more problems because the love of it is the root to all evil. The greed of it. That's the reason why I left. I made sure that wasn't what I took was a lot of money. This time amount was about me waiting for the good things that I'd already put out there to come back to me. And it did. And it still is. And I'm saying the same thing can happen for you all that's going through. Many of you all have different works that you're doing too, that you're not sharing, and I understand it. But I'm here to encourage you to say that if I can make it, so can you. If I can lose a daughter and a mother and cousins back to back and still say, but we still have lives to help to save, then so can you. This is what it means to be a leader. This is what it means to have love that goes beyond your own selfish love. I guess I should have named my middle name Love. I'm not ashamed to admit that in such a wicked time as this, we have enough evil going on here today, you all, to know that is what the world needs now is love. I remember the old song. Who sung that song? But Mar, you remember what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that the world. Y'all remember that song? Somebody said hallelujah. I know that's right. So I'm all for that. I knew that my love would be challenged. I knew that it would. And it's not mine. It is truly the love of God. I know that it is. Because see, I know what Felicia Ann want to do when something get on my preserve nerve. I know what I want to do. I'm born and raised in East Boogie. We get down. When we have to. But no. God said no. God said no. I got a work for you to do. I gave it to you before you even entered into your mother's womb. It was with your father. You are the seed of your father. My father helped many people as well. My biological dad helped many people. And he loved the children. And so I have to continue on that. I know some of you all have heard me say that that's been able to tune into my channel this year. My mother was a missionary and a first lady. She not only just stayed in the church singing and praying, she was out and about in the hedges and the highways, compelling them to come in the way that she knew how to. She was in the hospital ministries. She was there feeding the homeless, feeding the children. So I cannot take any credit like I came up with this by my own self. No, I didn't. It's in my DNA. So I have to do it. Left a good name, a good legacy for me to continue to do a good work while I'm here on earth. And so I hope to encourage you all to continue to do the same. Again, I see Sister Diana Ross coming to grace. It's good to see you all out tuning in. I remember the past when you told us that Sister Doctor. Oh, yes. Thank you all so much. If you all have any questions, this is still open for Wellness Wednesday. I have laid out my chat for today, and I do appreciate you all for tuning in and being positive. Not asking any personal questions from this point forward. I have made a vow, just so you all know, to only speak of health and wellness. I made a vow to God to make sure that I'm focusing on the mission at hand, nothing else. So I will not be answering any of the questions outside of what is good for your mind, your body, and your soul. And anything else at this point does not matter. What it matters is that those of us who are left here that's going into 2024 is that we take care of our temples, ourselves, and those our loved ones that's left here now, because we're going to need it. I need you. You need me. We need one another. Okay? And so if there's any questions that anyone have before I close out, again, you all know where to call me. I do have seasonal sales for my product line that I do have. The only one that's on back order for now is the advanced multivitamin, but it's best to pay in advance so that you all can be part of that first. If I only have maybe about 25 slots left for those who are paying in advance for the advanced multivitamin liquid that tastes delicious is what I say. And it's very good. I have a lot of powerful testimonies now that we have the internet up working well, that I'll be able to bring different ones on to give their testimonial. And I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you all. I'm not finna give it. I want to give it to you all raw, because that's the way we need it. Just like you need your raw vegetables and you need your raw fruits. Now, I'm not talking about the ones that you can't chew up into liquid form. I'm talking about that in its most highest alkaline state where the energy is still in it. And I know it's difficult to get that, you all. I know it is. And this is the reason why I know that the Most High has blessed us to be able to get work with a few of the best companies to get that has fought. They have fought tooth and nail. They have spent the millions to fight to have the right to still give us really good, healthy products. And so we all need to take advantage of that now that they see that they have depleted our food. And now that we know most of us can't make it to Africa, most of us can't make it to other foreign countries where they're still growing their food. So we have to do the best that we can do here in the United States of America. Yes. So if there's any questions, I am open. Dr. Chef Recipe Book, I'm waiting. Okay, yes, brother. You would need to make sure that you text in, unless you're speaking of the one that we have, the Thanks Healing book. You all are still available. I still have copies left. You all can still get that. It's on sale for $10. You all can get it, and then I most definitely can mail that to you, Brother Jackson. I can mail that to you all. You can use the recipes for all year round. For those you all that are not doing all fruits. Okay, welcome to the Ancient Kitchen by Jazz. Shalom, Dr. Chef. I share my deepest condolences and prayers with you and your family at this time. I sent an email regarding the multivitamin. Just wanted to know if you received it yet. I have not seen it yet, but thank you so much for reaching out. I'll make sure that I go back over to chat you all. So if anybody that I miss that asks a question, that need anything, I will be making sure that I go back over the chat just for the record this evening and in the morning and over the emails to answer all of the emails. So some good things came out of my hardship. I had to do more and don't have the assistance at this point, but they're coming, you all. They're coming. They just needed me to see that I wasn't going to give up, because we are inspired by one another. Okay, I got mine. Okay, you got yours, Sister Miles. Okay, that's great. Any questions, y'all? Any questions other than that? It's almost 7 o'clock, a perfect time, y'all. I'm prepared to stay here before you all for at least another half an hour. This is Wellness Wednesday. I'm open. I'm good. See, y'all, I made it through it. I didn't even cry this time. But rest assured, even if I had, it would have been tears of joy. Still would have been tears of joy, because like I said, it did me so good. Cynthia Views, where do we order your products? You can at the 618-388-8100. I'm still working on the website, Sister Cynthia Brooks. My main focus was making sure that I could have the products for you all, because those were very expensive, trying to get the best of the best. Hey there, Sister Diane. It's good to see you. How much of the vitamins? I have a special going on for $150 for all, for $175 rather, for all of the liquids. The mental boost that helps with the mental, with the mind, with memory enhancement, Alzheimer's, dementia, and I'm finding out, y'all, too, that the mental boost actually helps with depression as well. That is bringing up, people are saying that they're feeling better, that they're not stressing out, and that would make sense, given the different vitamin E's and different B12s, the Carline, all of the different vitamins that's in it. It would make sense that it would help with that, and then the advanced, and then we have the intention for those who want to stay focused. This is good for college students as well, or any of you all that's taking classes, courses, or studying over things. And you know, we all need to be studying up on our bodies. Staying focused on that's good. So you get all three of those for $175, or you can get the two for $150. These gigantic bottles. Yes, you're going to have a time with this one. When the advanced multivitamin come in, you all, well, actually, both of them are sweet. That's right, I forgot. Ain't that right, Sister Candy? Y'all, different ones got it. Both of them are sweet. You can put 1 to 2 tablespoons into the water, your distilled water, or into good filtered water, and you can drink it on down, or you can just take it straight, 2 tablespoons a day. And that stretches out for 30 days. So $150 for the both of them by themselves is $75, you all. So it's a better deal to get them together. I have all of my liquids. They are 2 millimeters. And now you get 3. You can choose from either 3. I have colloidal silver. I have zinc. I have chlorophyll. And it really does cleanse you, give you your dose of greens. I have elderberry. I have the purest form of B12. All of these, you get 3 for 100, and then if you want to add 4 to the package, then that would be a 125 for 4. You want to have all 3 of them, then that's 150. When for all 5 of them would be 150, you all. And then and then also, I don't know if you guys can see. Are you all seeing it well? Talk to me. Is your vitamin liquid? Yes, ma'am. They're liquid, Sister Sandra. Simply Sandra. Yes. Mm-hmm. They're all liquid. I like liquid because it penetrates, with the exception of the purple sea moss, and it is the high potent grade. Yes, it is. I have all of the powders for 100 as well, along with the moringa. Oh, so you can. Thank you so much for showing me, because I'm like looking in this little hole, going to show you that I'm not used to. I'm looking in this little camera hole like, can y'all see this? Thank you, Brother Badell. I appreciate that. Yeah, see, he the best, because he knew I'm struggling over here. I'm like, Okay. So, yeah, so any other questions? Send a prayer out, you all, for Brother Damon. He's asking for a prayer for his grandmother. She needs to have prayer for her. She's gone into surgery today. I just got the call today, and I was not able to do a whole session, but say a prayer for him. And anyone else, anyone got prayer requests, it's good to put that in the chat so that I can pray. I have a team of those of us. I know some people don't think that the power and the energy of prayer don't work, but I beg the difference. I beg the difference. Oh, man, I beg the difference. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And so anyone that needs special rest, Sister Candy, I did get the request for the daughter, just for the record. I just needed to get through this week. So if you could tell your daughter, please, 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 have mercy on me. Be patient with me. Next week would be better time. I know it's the holiday time for a lot of people, but I will not be celebrating like that. Yes, they will have me on the bongos and some drums, different ones, the naturopathic brother here and my sisters, different ones will be trying to get me out to make sure that I'm balanced out well. And I may actually air that too for you all to see, to let you know that your loved ones live on through you. We have the same DNA. And those who you share a mental, spiritual connection with, they live on through you too. Every time you mention their names, every time you think about something good that they've done, something funny, you're allowing that through the power of your tongue, the vibration of your voice. You are giving life to it. Think about it, y'all. Just think about it for a little bit. Hey there, Sister Marcia. How are you? Do you have something for HIV virus, for HPV virus? Yes, all of these things are being, but for the virus, we have all of your cleanse. I have a cleanse package. Well, you can put together a cleanse package for $100 as well. I am allowing that. So, and then to have the body renourished, so that would be more like for the colon purifier, the chlorophyll. And then you want to restore the body when you go in, because those will gather together the parasites, old toxic mucus, and fecal matter that's been laying dormant in the gut, the blood being cleansed, and then you have to restore it with the B12 and the 102 minerals with the sea moss, with the organic, none traces of radiation sea moss. And then you need to restore. I still highly recommend the For Life for boosting the immune system after you go through the cleanse. Hey there, Sister Nera. Good to see you. Yeah, Sister Nera. Once again, your vitamins, the whole liquid vitamins and their names. The liquid vitamins is the mental boost. And that's good for enhancing with stress disorder, memory, enhancement, cognitive thinking, visual. It helps in so many areas. And the advanced multivitamin. And it depends on which liquids that you want for the vitamin. I have the attention, that's good for anxiety and depression. It's good for calming the nerves, balancing out the hormones, balancing out, and for those of you all that has stressful jobs. So not only good for children, but most definitely good for anybody that have stressful jobs that they're thinking of. When you know what, especially women that's multitasking. And now we have a lot of men that are doing the same. Highly recommend. These are your liquids for $175. You can't beat that. And they last a long time. You will be able to tell the difference within the first 72 hours. The truth is, I've had some to tell me that they could tell the difference within the first 24 hours. I know I could. You all, some of you all just not tuning in. You all didn't see Sister Nera and Lauren and different ones, Sister Candy and them, Sister Sandra Miles, and a lot of them saw where when I took that mental boost and how I started basically speaking in tongues. And it wasn't because I was raised up in a Pentecostal church. I mean, I promise you, I was not faking it all. I'm trying to slow my brain down. But more importantly, I just love that it gave me a really good, happy feeling. I could have broke out with a Frankie Beverly song, "Happy Feeling." Do 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 do. Okay, I'm back. Okay, we start. What did I tell you? Get my pastors coming like, "Sister Felicia, what was you doing?" I'm like, I was having a happy feeling. What are you talking about? Okay. Okay, yes, left out loud, made me want some. Yes, Sister Lord. Oh, yeah, this will help a lot. This will help a lot. I know, Cynthia Brooks, they be messing with me, and I be trying to tell them, hey, I got to keep you 1,000 or go home. You can't be so holy to where you know earthly good. I believe in that saying now because we do. We got our people acting like that they can't relate to anything anymore, and that's the problem. That is the problem. When you can't relate, that's the base word to relationship. If you can't relate to one another, then you sure can't ride on the same ship with one another. And the scripture says, how can two walk together except they agree? There had to be an agreement for all this to come together. It had to be an agreement. Regardless of all the many different differences, regardless of the ups and downs, regardless of what we feel like is fair and unfair, it had to be an agreement. And so you have to feel like you can relate to someone in order to be able to get on the same ship and float on the same boat with them, meaning like minds. And that's what I'm after today. I'm interested in like-minded people that want to have healthy minds, not those of us who just want to be about a lot of drama and trauma and constantly focusing on what somebody did to me yesteryear. Yeah, I said it the way I meant it. I said yesteryear. That's my new word. My new compound word. Say these pastors are. Yeah, we got to pray for them because we got some. Okay, thank you so much, brother. Can we call in so that we can get a better idea of what we need for our health goals? Yes, I do consultations. I have still been doing consultations. I'm wanting to do a parasite cleanse detox and something that helps cleanse the lungs and something that restores. Okay, yes. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely, Brother Jackson. Absolutely. You can call into the 618-388-8100 number. The main way that I accept payment is through Cash App. However, if you all need to pay by card, we have a way of doing that as well, too. So, yes, you can. Automatically, when you call in to get you can text in via text into that number and leave a voicemail. I do personally check those myself. I did have to fall off this past week because we had to move things into another office space, and then we had to work out the connection. Those of you all that have been following, been very supportive this whole year, know that was not a joke. Yeah, man, I was just muscling through it. All praises be to God for that. The all red juice as well. The all red juice, Sister Samantha, are you saying that you're very welcome, brother? Are you saying do the all red juice? Yes, absolutely do the all red juice. Those of you all that can do the all fruit, I am in no shape, form, or fashion. Now, I'll say it again. I am not in no shape, form, or fashion not saying that the ultimate way to be able to boost the immune system, to get the body to a very highest alkaline state is to take in your organic, all natural, homegrown fruit. I had to say that because, yes, they are. As you all know, We have Bill Gates and a whole bunch of others that are out there putting out artificial food. As we know, it's not just non-GMO. Now they're calling different ones organic. If you all just Google, all you have to do is Google which companies, natural organic companies, are owned by Bill Gates Corporation. Then you will see all of his different 5 or 6 different lines of grocery store chains that they have out now. They do not have no real vitamins or minerals or anything alkaline about those fruits too. So far, so good, what I've been told and what I've seen from the scientists that have been doing their research. Ooh, I'm hip. It was all y'all together that taught us, the sister, Dr. Chef. Yep. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We miss you, sister. And I know you were coming, and I'm knowing where you come from. Yes, absolutely. I miss you all too. I miss you all a lot. Yeah, but believe it, like it said in the beginning, like it said, this is the reason why it's so important that we support one another. I always stated that no one is above a test or tests. No one is above not living here long enough to see loved ones transition before you. None of us are above being tried. How else would you know what kind of strength you have if you're never tried? And everything that we give glory to and everything that we praise, I have noticed, especially in this world, all over the world, everything that we praise and give high praise for, it is always in the form of us being tested and tried and challenged. We see that from the sports. We see that from American Idol, showing who can sing the best. We see that when they're with chess clubs. We see that from them trying to see who's winning the spelling bee. We see that with the Nobel Peace Prize, who did the most, who was the best humanitarian. Everything in life that we come, who's the best farmer, who's the best mechanic. The list of who has the most money. Everything is being tried that we as human beings do here on earth. Everything. When you look at the military, whether you agree with the process or not, everybody wants to see the strongest, the hardest, the fastest man. We want to give credit to whoever's driving the car racing. We want to see who can endure through the test. So it takes me back to a simple scripture that says that the race is not given to the swift or to the strongest or to the fastest man, but to he that endures to the end. I don't know about you all, but I like to win the race knowing that I have endured to the end, because now I get it. It took me a long time to get it, or at least it felt like it was a long time to me. I really did. Sometimes I used to live in La La Land. I really did. I thought that, as long as I treat everybody nice and everybody right, that everybody gonna do the same for me. Well, I found out that's not true. I found out, and it took me probably till I was 30, where they ding dong. And even though I had been through so much, I kept saying, I can't believe. And that's why I say the mind is a terrible thing to waste, but more importantly, it's a terrible thing to put waste in, because it messes with your perception of life and what's really going on. It messes with you. And so I'm telling you now that I get it, then no, life is about enduring the hard times and in the good times. Of course, it's easy to do it when everything's going good. It's easy to go through life smiling and being happy when you're feeling good and you're healthy and all the children are well and the neighbors are doing good and your grass is cut and you just got your paycheck and you went and got your doctor's appointment or checkup and they say everything is good. It's easy to smile then. But I think there's quite a bit of quotes that say that you find the true character of, they say a man, but I wouldn't say of a human being, when they've been tried. How is it that I treat you then? Well, it's hard to do that when you're sick within your body. I've been tried in the test of, even with my firstborn not being here anymore. I remember I had to share the story to him. I'm going to share this with you, and I'm looking at the comments. I'm going to get right back to it. Where I was just sharing it with the other naturopaths. I said, I remember, and it even baffled me. I guess I was having what they call an out-of-body experience. Ni'jae, I was in labor with her for 13 hours. And I remember At the time, I could not talk her dad into letting me have her naturally at home in the water. I think that just scared the living daylights out of him, because it's just not what other people were doing around us. That wasn't the culture. But I knew and I felt in my heart that that's what I wanted to do at 23 years young. And I was like, man, I think I would want, because I saw it on the channel or station, and I said, oh, I think I would want to do that. I'd already made up my mind that I was not going to allow the doctors, even though I didn't know half of what I know now about epidurals and all these drugs that they pump you up. I knew I graduated top of my class of nursing and things of that nature, so I knew having a bunch of chemicals pumped into you was just not a smart thing to do. I worked in the field long enough to know that that's just not a good thing. And so, saying that to say, I went into the hospital with my mind made up that I'm not letting them inject me with an epidural. I went in with my mind made up that I'm not going to clown and cuss out the nurses. I'm not going to grab nobody by the collar. I'm not going to curse out my husband at the time and call him this evil man that did this to me. I went in with my mind made up that I'm going to give birth to this beautiful child, and I'm going to do it with all the strength that God has given me. And so I watched the nurses come in and out, looking at the monitor, and them saying to me, and y'all, come on now, y'all know that I'm finna flip this into a lesson in life. I watched them come in and out, all of that distraction coming in and out. My mother was right beside me praying. My auntie Michelle at the time, she was there praying. My auntie Bernice is right there beside. Yeah, I had a village. Everybody was praying for me. And so I'm watching the nurses come in. I'm like, my God, she's so little. I was before I birthed, I was only about 107. That was no weight, y'all. And I put on the perfect amount of weight of 26 to 30 pounds that I was supposed to pick up with her. And so having her in their minds to see that monitor go up where they said these are the highest, my contraction, for those of you all that ever had children inside of the hospital, the monitor, the contraction was going over the line, like up real high, like when you are watching the stock market and trade. And going up high means a good thing, because now the money is about that means that sales are. That's how mine's going in, and they just kept coming in with worry on their face. Oh, she's gonna need something. She's gonna need something. She gotta have something for this contraction. Are you sure you don't want an epidural? Are you sure you don't? And I'm looking at the lady, and I'm thinking to myself, Lord Jesus, to myself. I'm thinking at the time now. Y'all remember now, I was raised as a sanctified little girl. And I'm like, Lord Jesus, get this woman up out my face, please, Lord. Just make her remove herself. This is loose here, devil. She trying to talk me into not doing. That's all was going through my head, and I said, no, thank you, ma'am. No, thank you. And she looked at me like I was crazy, and I'm looking at her like, could you please leave, ma'am? And they would leave. And they kept doing this for 13 strong hours. Kept coming in and out. Oh, is she sure? And I'm trying to go. I'm focusing on my breathing. I'm focusing on enduring. I'm focusing on, I'm going to birth this child without your chemicals and your drugs in my child. And that's how you all have to do in life today, because everything that's about to come to hit us, y'all, it's going to be a lot of distractions, a lot of stuff here on social media, a lot of stuff in the family. You're going to have a lot of naysayers. I hate to have to share that with you. Some of you guys have it now. And you're going to have to be the light that's going to have to shine. You're going to have to be the one to find your breath, your regimen, your breathing regimen. Every time somebody comes in saying something negative, oh, I don't see how she making it. Oh, she too small. Well, I don't know how he doing it. He too weak. Well, I don't know how she doing it. Oh, she just went through this. She just went through that. The mind is a terrible thing to waste, but more importantly, it's a horrible thing to allow waste in. If it's not encouraging and it's not uplifting you And it's not giving you the inspiration that's needed to endure to the end of your test, do away with it. It's the same spirit that you all, the same determination, the same motivation that you all are going to need when those doctors and different ones to schools, for those of y'all that unfortunately have children in the school system, is going to say, ma'am, you can't bring them back unless you get this shot. Ma'am, I'm sorry, it's not COVID. It's SRBTQRSTUVWXYZ. Because they're coming out with more than one. And you say, well, you know what? It's okay. I got several people. I got all these naturopaths that I can call on now. They got something that I need. Your mind is going to have to be made up. Because if you call me, I'm going to tell you. Y'all know that we going to tell you. And I don't have to. Y'all know what the Minister Wellness is going to tell you. I don't know what all the rest of the, well, if the others don't cave in, I know I'm not. If I ain't caved in now, I'm not. My daughter wouldn't have made it to 24 if I had listened to them. She wouldn't even made it to 24 if I had listened to them. They said she wouldn't walk. She'd never talk. She'd never run. She'll never know the difference between day and night. And all of it was a lie. I said the devil is a lie and ain't no truth in him. She'll never know whether somebody's saying something to her. Oh, yes, she did. So, yes, that was my miracle child. But the miracle was birthed, I believe, through spirit first. Through the mindset that I'm going to endure this no matter how bad the pain gets. And I continue to do the same with my second daughter. I didn't have to for my son. He was just bubbly and ready to come out. 6 hours later. The daughter came, the other one came out 4 hours later. And they told me, you got to have a blood transfusion. And I told them just what I was raised to say. I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. I said, the devil is a lie. You're not putting nobody else's blood in me. I'm going to birth this child. And I birthed her too without an epidural. And she turned out to be one of my smartest. And I'm like, so y'all have to see life as every test, every trial that you go through as a new birth. Even for those of you all that have not been able to birth the child, you got to see it as a new birth. And when the time comes that if you know you did all that you knew to do to birth them the right way, the best way you knew how to, in the end, when it's time, if they have to transition before you, you won't be all messed up and all stressed out and discombobulated within your mind saying that you can't go on no more. I shared that with some of you all. I shared it with you all. I shared it. I said, yeah, I had 24 hours. I gave myself 24 hours. Look at the number 24. She transitioned at the age 24. I'm a 24 baby. Who knows? Maybe I spoke it into existence. Who knows? But I still got 24 hours. So I laid there on the bed. I did. I'm not finna sit here and come before y'all like I didn't have my moments. Oh, yes, I did. I laid there on the bed. I grabbed all the pictures. I said, okay, Lord, now you can take me now. I'm done. The other ones, they'll maintain. They can go with their father. Everybody be okay. Everybody gonna be good. Okay, I said, just stretched out on the bed. I said, okay, now take my breath and take me in my sleep too, just like you did him, like you did her. I said, people will understand. I did a lot of work. I'm done. And all I heard within maybe 24 minutes was, okay, are you finished, little girl? And I told you I'm going to keep it 1,000 or else I'm going to go home. He said, now you can get up. Get your pictures together. You got work to do. Now, some of y'all like, man, that's hard. Yeah, it was. I jumped out that bed pouting like a little 2-year-old. I sure did. He was like, man, this is not even fair. I'm like, man, I can't even die if I want to die. I'm like, so it just don't work like that for me, huh? It don't work like that for any of y'all that's tuning in either, or else you be gone by now too. That means that your work is not done. That's all it means. So we might as well just get that lazy spirit out of us. Like, share for any of y'all that did not like and share. I forgot to say it. Like share to anybody that you think they can be encouraged by it. Please do that. That would be very helpful. That would help build this new channel now that it doesn't look like a toddler put it together. Look at Brother Fidel. Hey, sometimes you gotta laugh to stop yourself from crying. Come on now. Come on, you gotta do the opposite. Hey there, Sister Thomas, it's good to see you. Okay, good evening, Dr. Chef. I hope all is well. I just had a question. I've had a family member who have had miscarriages. What role does what we eat play in a womb of miscarriage? Oh, yeah. The lack of nourishment, first and foremost, in a woman's body when she goes through a miscarriage. But in most cases, that is most definitely taking place due to stress upon the body and the system. So it wouldn't just be what she's eating. It would be most definitely in the mind of the woman what she is stressing about as well. That most definitely those cases, and yes, I do take on those cases. I have to get down to the bottom of the root cause of what's causing the mental distress that's causing stress upon the abdominal, which automatically means the woman's womb. A woman cannot birth, as most women cannot birth, even though there are some that has been strong enough to do so. Most women cannot birth a healthy child in stressful environments, with a stressful mind, stressful spirit, and then you add toxic food to the equation as well. It will not be able to birth a healthy child. There have been many of us that have birthed children during stressful times, but as you know, there's different levels of stress. So counseling is what I would highly recommend for her, and then a food regimen would come for a woman like that. And if they have done so, especially multiple times, they need to most definitely take advantage of the detoxification packages and restore the minerals in the body in order for her body to heal properly, the wound to heal properly. So that means I would start off on our cleansing products with the colon purifier, the chlorophyll, and also, which doesn't take much. It's a simple process. I would give her a different type of food regimen if she is willing to change over that, and then she would restore her body. If her body can take in the sea moss, she would take in more powerful minerals and multivitamins as well, and the B12 for energy. She would need her whole workup. If she's still interested in having a child, brother, then she would need to reboot her whole system. But more importantly, she would have to undergo some type of coaching session so that we can get down to the root cause of what has stressed her to the point to where she could not take care of her body enough to birth the child. Okay, I heard a doctor say over 25 years ago that women who get epidurals will eventually suffer with back problems. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. That is very true. I can't tell you how many of them that I have come across. So that's very true, Sister Thomas. It's a good point. That's another reason why I don't recommend epidurals. Not only does it drug the child, but it also, there's a lingering chemical there that causes inflammation within the lower part of the back, and other issues, especially if the woman is not already healthy and body is fully nourished, meaning have a high alkaline body frame where she's not suffering from anything else that's toxic within her womb. All of it is connected. So good point. Hey, now you sure do got laugh. Yes. Okay. Nope. Yep. I'm gonna get you some master. See something else. Okay, I don't play with her. She ain't going then. Okay, my daughter coming out anyway. My daughter is coming out anyway. Okay. I can hear Brother Jordan now. Okay. I told them once that A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No, she didn't put it out there. Comes in. My daughter coming out anyway. I know that's right. I suppose that she's saying that once they come out with the other jab, that those of y'all that are brave enough, strong enough, and protective enough, or will pull your children out. Yes, I highly recommend that. Highly recommend it. Even if you got to go through family way to give things a break, these things can only last for a season. Please understand that it can only last for a season. It can't last forever. If you can make it through the season, then you can make it. It's just a storm that will pass. And yes, and they're going to keep coming. So get your umbrella. Your umbrella is your vitamins, your minerals, keeping your prayer life together, staying in touch and in tune to those who are like-minded, making sure that you're staying out of toxic situations that's going to cause you to have mental setbacks. All of that matters. All of it matters. Let me see. All right, you all. Looking at our time frame that we have here. All right, we're doing good. I'm right at almost 7:30, you all. Mention the subscription to channel on my channel. What's the name of that channel again? How did we say that? Y'all know, I ain't never lied to my people and told them that I'm all up on this techie stuff. They know me. Dr. Chef Felicia Ann Wellness Channel is what you all can tune in to find me. It's up there, right there in the big old bold yellow. Isn't that nice? See, you can do a lot when you read. Dr. Chef, you all can subscribe and click the notification to Dr. Chef Felicia Ann Wellness Channel. Yeah, that was real helpful. See how good it is when you read? Yeah. So are you ready for it? Yes, I'm ready for video. Absolutely. So anyone that want to chime in for a video chat, is that what we have options for? The video now. Oh, for Ni'jae. Okay. I got to misunderstand. Okay. I thought that we was doing it that way. I had flashback. Okay. I'm going to tune out here. Unless there's any other questions, I'm going to wind up tuning out. You all, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Now that you know, like and share. And I'm getting ready to head out, you all. I don't want to overdo anything. And I do see where there's some that's texting me. Oh, yeah, I see. Okay. All right, I love you all. And I pray that you all be safe. Be safe. Don't be out there if you don't have to be. The less contact that you all have with a lot of this toxicity, the better. Start asking for those of you all that do celebrate this holiday time, or what some call the holy day. You know that you need to be asking for humidifiers. You need to be asking for things that'll be good for your respiratory system. You need to be asking for a healthcare package. You can tell them, I want the seasonal package from Dr. Chef for my gift. And you can give that away. At least that won't be on your conscience that you didn't take out this time and end the year the right way, the most healthiest way possible. Okay? All right. I love you all. And if you all can stay tuned, they're going to have a nice little memory thing there for my daughter. We're going to show some nice pictures of her towards the end in memory of our dear angel, Ni'jae Angelice. So thank you all so much, and know that I love you all, and I pray that you all prosper and be in good health. Until next time. Bye-bye.